Louis XVI married Marie Antoinette when she was only 14 and he was 15. Louis was the grandson of Louis XV, and no one ever expected him to become king. He was shy and he was more interested in hunting and locksmithing than governing. He was also unusual among the Bourbon family because he was interested in academics. Hi, I'm Shayna Galen. I'm the author of over 50 historical romances. I've written a 4-book series featuring the fictional unsung heroines of the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel. It's called The Scarlet Chronicles. And in this video series, I'm taking you on a deep dive into the research that I did for the series. This is part 8 of everything you didn't know that you really wanted to know about the French Revolution. Louis XVI has been criticized by historians as a weak king, and some attribute his weakness to the success of the French Revolution. It's my opinion that Marie Antoinette was the stronger of the two, but what some might call Louis XVI's weakness was really more aptly termed compassion and kindness and, if truth be told, benign neglect. There were so many instances during the French Revolution that Louis could have ordered extreme measures. He could have had soldiers fire on the crowds and the civilians. He could have refused to acknowledge the people's rights. But Louis tried on many occasions to compromise and to be a good father to his people. And he viewed himself as a father of the French nation and to help the poor and those suffering. He did not want to inflict violence and suffering on his people. And I think he was genuinely shocked at the rancor they held for him and the violence that they inflicted on him and his family. Of course, today it seems clear to us why people felt the way they did during the revolution. But the king was extremely isolated from the real world. He did what he could and what he thought was right, and in the end, when he was led to the guillotine, his last words were full of pardon and goodwill for France. He said, "I die innocent of all the crimes imputed to me. I pardon the authors of my death and pray God that the blood you are about to shed will never fall upon France." Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette had 4 children, 2 of which survived to the French Revolution. Their firstborn was Marie Thérèse, also known as Madame Royale. She was the only member of the royal family to survive the revolution. She had a tumultuous childhood, being imprisoned in the Tuileries in Paris with her family at age 11, and then moved to the Temple prison at about 14. There, she was eventually separated from her entire family and spent 2 years alone. She was never told what happened to her family, though she did know that her father was dead. She scratched these words on the wall of her room in the tower. "Marie-Thérèse Charlotte is the most unhappy person in the world. She can obtain no news of her mother, nor be reunited to her, though she has asked it 1,000 times. Live, my good mother, whom I love well, but of whom I can hear no tidings. O my Father, watch over me from heaven above. O my God, forgive those who have made my parents suffer." Finally, at the age of 17, she was released to Austria for the exchange of several French prisoners. Then she learned that she was an orphan and the only member of her family to survive. You can read more about her in the excellent book, Marie-Thérèse, Child of Terror. Perhaps the saddest story to come out of the revolution is that of Louis Charles. He was Marie-Thérèse's younger brother, and he was only 8 when the family was sent to the Temple prison. After 6 months, he was separated from his mother and put in a room by himself. Marie Antoinette and Marie-Thérèse said that for weeks they could hear him crying for his mother and the harsh punishments he received from the jailers for his tears. Louis Charles endured horrendous abuse at the Temple. Some said he was given alcohol and made drunk. He was taught to swear and curse his mother and father, and there were reports that he was sexually abused by prostitutes to give him venereal diseases. It's really hard to know what is fact and what's fiction about these accounts, but he did testify against his mother at her trial, alleging that she sexually abused him. This is widely believed to be a lie and a manipulation by his captors to make the queen look bad. One can only imagine the suffering of this poor, lonely child forced to testify against his own mother. The guards at the prison changed frequently, and soon Louis Charles was forgotten and he was severely neglected. Accounts from the time claim he was locked in a room and passed food through an opening in the door. He stopped speaking and he became seriously ill. He died before he could receive any care, and the doctor who did the autopsy concluded that he had died of tuberculosis. His body was covered in scars from his abuse. After the death of Louis Charles, there were many conspiracy theories, the most popular of which was that he had escaped. But in 1999, these rumors were put to rest, as DNA testing showed that the heart the doctor removed from Louis Charles' body during the autopsy and kept preserved for all those years was indeed the heart of Louis Charles, or Louis XVII, as he would have become upon his father's death. Join me for part 9 of Everything You Didn't Know You Really Wanted to Know About the French Revolution. We'll be talking about Count Fersen. Was he really Marie Antoinette's lover? The Princess Lamballe. Did she really die a gruesome death? And the Duc d'Orléans, the king's scheming cousin.